So yeah, staking coming. Quant has actually solved the problem with programmability by simply going to the banks and offering all the services within the banking system. So you have no smart contract issues. There's no need for crypto shenanigans. They can do it within the current legal system and regulatory uh, field. They can do that globally because every bank has more or less the same rules worldwide, the same parameters, which is pretty amazing. Um, Price, bull market still going, and everything is on schedule. And to top it off, cherry on the pie, you guys now have a new Quamfy Show. Ladies, gentlemen, comrades, welcome to episode 1 of the Quamfy Show. I have absolutely no idea. It has been since literally Christmas that we posted a Quamfy Show episode, and here we are. We felt it was time to at least resurface again on a provisional basis. So we're not going to be posting weekly, but for now, feels like so much happened that we owe it to ourselves and you guys to jump in a bit and see what is going on. So as you can see, Tim is also here again. We hope
I
that
am.
the screens are in the right order. We had to set everything up. We're on Zoom Basic, so we're gonna keep this show short instead of all the 2 hour escapades that we had like way in the beginning. Check out our YouTube channel; it's still there. But I also noticed, I mean, we're not going to be uploading to Podbean anymore, so it's not got new episodes are not going to be showing up on Spotify. But I noticed that all the old episodes are still there, which is pretty crazy because they said everything would be deleted. But yeah, so if you want to dive into the archive and see where we started, like fucking 3 years ago, go do that. So Tim, how do you feel
Yes.
about current market conditions and the situation with Quant and stuff?
Um, yeah, I mean, it really depends. No, because like this week is bad, but in general, I do feel pretty positive, and I feel like most people are in the same mood as I am. It's just that like something happens in the world and then prices drop for a bit. But like you have that noise and that's a constant that always happens, like something bad happens and the markets drop and then something positive. It's the usual. But in general, if you zoom out a little bit and when you look at the macro picture, I really felt like it was time to bring out an episode. It's been 5, 6 months since the last time we did one, and well, we've both been busy in the meantime. And there was not that much to report since last Christmas. And now there is because Quant has announced some news, especially last month, considering the European Central Bank. Quant Flow was mentioned, I think. We have some overledger updates.
Yeah, we have.
There's a lot to report, and some of that news is so substantial that we felt like, okay, maybe it's time to bring back an episode and get everyone back to speed, and also show that we are still here, we're still invested.
Yeah.
Um, the same as usual, we just skipped many months.
Yeah,
So
for
yeah,
sure. For
glad to be
sure.
here. It feels really good to be back behind the mic.
Yeah,
It
it
really feels
is.
good.
It is. I kind of missed it as well, but then it was today and I was starting to prep and everything. I was like, eh. But yeah, that's mostly
Yeah, the
I
prepping and getting ready is the worst part. But then once you're here and you start recording,
yeah,
it
yeah.
really feels good to be back. Also, we were
Yeah.
just figuring out all the stuff, like how do we get Zoom to work again? Do we have the right backgrounds? Hey, let's
Yeah.
dive in. I don't feel like we have a
It's
lot of time. We're on a basic
it,
plan.
it's a
We only
warm
have 30
blanket.
minutes left.
It's a
Yes,
warm
yes.
blanket. So let's see. Pop on the screen share and let's start here. Because can you see the screen, Tim?
Yes, I can.
Beautiful. Right. So what happened? Quant reposted what the Digital Pound Foundation posted on May 5th, if I remember correctly. May 6th. ECB launches digital euro innovation platform with 70 market participants. The European Central Bank has established an innovation platform to collaborate with fintech, bank, merchant, startups, and other key players across Europe. The goal: explore digital euro payment functionalities and co-develop innovative use cases. Okay, so this document, when you open this up, you can see the list of participants. Let's see if this is a download or we can just find it. Can you see this on the screen right now, Tim?
I can.
Beautiful. Okay, so the list of participants should be here. There we go. Oh, that is a PDF. Anyway, so here you can see alphabetically ordered, and because my alphabet is really bad,
We should be somewhere at the bottom.
here you can see Quant Network Europe Limited, and it is a pioneer partner, which is really cool. And there's all these other tiny companies like Tata Consulting, Swisscom, Xavier doesn't ring a bell. SAP, it's another company you might have heard of. Next Generation Platform sounds familiar. So yeah, these are all pretty big players, all going to have a finger in the, how do you say that in English? Is that a finger in the pie? No.
No.
In Dutch,
A finger in the pop.
a finger in the pop. You put a finger in the porridge.
A finger in the porridge.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is good news, and you can see the Quamfy Show hasn't been on X either.
We have not.
And guys, these comments, Big Brother is watching. Ooh. But yeah, Quant was pretty excited. Everybody watching Quant about this. What was also interesting, and I do not know which document that was, but Gilbert actually spoke in an interview about the token, or was that on something on their website? Can't remember. But yeah.
No, I'm not sure. No.
Yeah. They
I
literally
do
spoke.
remember something vaguely, but it's one of those things that you see passing through on Telegram.
Yeah.
But I cannot remember. There was something. Let me pull this up.
Yeah.
You do the talking, I'll check.
Yeah. So, and there was this EBA day, obviously, which is always the same thing where they are, right, with the FinExtra and the European Banking Association, and they're always on board. This is kind of, in a way, something like the Swift thing, right? Which is huge. Then Quant still is deeply invested in the digital pound. They had a global summit for Infin, which was also pretty good. All the speaking engagement. Not too much information about that, except that it's just good publicity, right? And everybody's always talking about marketing, but marketing is the way you present yourself. And what everybody actually means is promotion, right? People want promotion on platforms that they think will pump price. But Quant is back on X. They even have a gold tick right now. Means that they're a recognized business, which is really good. Yeah, they're sponsoring the 2025 summit on the 24th of June, which is also cool. This is in London. And yeah, and then there's this thing, right? Quant Flow. Money wasn't meant to just move, it was meant to work. Today's finance teams face rising complexity, growing compliance burdens, and the pressure to do more with less. Quant Flow transforms money from a simple transaction into a next generation workflow with advanced programmability and automation that makes money work for you, meaning you can move faster, remove friction, and accelerate growth. Discover Quant Flow, the money engine. That is such a strong marketing term, the money engine. And to rewind a little bit, some of you might remember that there was this interview with Dominic from what's that show called? It's a podcast, a financial something, whatever. It was an interview of an hour, and in the last 20 minutes, Martin Hargreaves spilled the beans on everything. He spilled the beans on timelines. You can find it on my X somewhere if you scroll down. I think about 4 or 5 months. But Martin spilled the beans hard, and everybody was like, "What is this real?" And he was actually speaking about how money is becoming programmable in a way that you can literally have it automate everything, which is now Quant Flow. And he explained, and we're getting to that later in the show, how they did this without any crypto involvement, except for the token. Token still needed. But that it literally just plugs in to your bank account so that they can use the traditional financial system and that regulation, which is already in check, and leave all the responsibility with the banks with whom you already have a contract and trust established. And then you can add all these beautiful things, right? So when your paycheck comes in, you can just establish a certain flow, right? So your salary comes in. Okay, so you have to pay like all these standard amounts of money for your mortgage, for your healthcare, for your car insurance, and so on. You can have all that money getting funneled right away to a different jar, if you will, so that you can't touch that anymore, and that is then being reserved to do what it's supposed to do. But in the meantime, that position could also be your savings account, right? So let's say you earn 2K and you have 1K of expenses monthly, and those are being withdrawn over the month. You don't want to touch that money. So with Quant Flow, you can grab that 1K at the beginning of the month, rip it out, put it in your savings account, and you know on which dates your car insurance is going to be billed. So the day before that, or on the day, you can have Quant Flow automatically get the amount from your savings account and throw that into your checking account, I think it's what it's called. So that the one that needs the money can actually get the money from you. But in the meantime, you have received saving interest on that money. And what Martin projected in that interview with Dominic was that on average, a year, an average consumer can actually make an additional 1,700, 300,000, I think, from the top of my head, pounds, just by doing this. And businesses can save well into the 6 figures, or make actually well over 6 figures extra, just by optimizing all those money streams, instead of just having them stagnant in a single jar, not really doing anything, having them move around really, really quickly. And everybody benefits, right? So the bank benefits, you benefit, and your the people you owe money to, right? I'm kind of out of my English terms, as you can hear.
No, it's okay. So it's basically just an just-in-time principle for money, just getting everything in the right place just in time.
Yeah, exactly. Just in time. And you can do that yourself, right? You keep total control. There's no big brother shit going on or whatsoever. It's not a CBDC. You can just do that with the regular pound, the regular euro, the regular dollar, etc., which is pretty innovative. But we're getting deeper into that swamp later on, because there's a very interesting article, which I have to say I haven't read. I forgot. But yeah, so the money engine, that is an amazing, amazing thing. How do you feel about that, Tim?
It sounds too technical, and it also feels like something you could just do in your bank app.
Yeah.
Right? It feels like something that banks could like implement themselves.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna be
apparently
just
too
it's gonna be
difficult for
just
them.
like your email, right? It's gonna be just like your email. So you're just gonna have check boxes. So let's say you get a new email, and in your Gmail you already have that, right? So you get commercial mail, you get personal mail. You can just label everything, right? If it has like this extension, it goes here. If it has this extension, it goes there. And it's just check boxes. So a flow and programmability, in quotation marks, sounds really complicated, but you can make it really fucking simple because if you look at your bank account, you can just see, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
this is from this is taxes, this is insurance, this is medical, and this is the date. So you can just have all those things, your phone bill. You can just earmark those yourself. And at which day do you want to pay? Where does the money come from? And then before that, where does the money go? It will be super easy. And I think I even saw a diagram, but I can't remember for the life of me where that was.
No, but I saw on Telegram, I was just checking, and there is this quant flow fact sheet
Yeah,
that Quant put out.
yeah.
Um, so we might have a look at that, but we're also running short of time with the 40-minute mark.
Oh, really? How far along are we then?
We're already 15 minutes in,
15 minutes. Oh, that's good.
so I have 25 minutes left.
That's good. That's
We
good.
might want to look at the fact sheet, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. Can you bring it up, or do you want to share it with me?
I'll have to look into it. Let me
so,
check.
so in the meantime, while Tim is checking that, let's go here because you can see introducing quant flow, right? The money engine is the evolution in programmable money, driving an era of scalability, automation, and acceleration. Unlock new revenue and redefine how money works for you. So Quant has kind of redone the website. They're doing that pretty frequently now. If Quant watches, or maybe I'll snip this. If I go from solutions and I want to go to click on something, it is not very easy. There's a specific route that I need to take. Oh, it
No,
looks like
yeah, yeah.
it's straight down, and then it should work. Oh, there we go. But it's not very. It doesn't work every
I
single time.
found a document in the meantime. Like, sure, like we were playing around with this shenanigan before the show, but I found the document. Maybe
Okay,
you
that's
can
good.
look at it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are
Then
you
you'll
going to
have to
share it or
stop
I?
sharing. Yeah, then you'll have to stop sharing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Feels like a speed run.
Going for the trifecta this time. Hey guys, in the meantime, if you like this video, make sure to let us know. If you want to see more of us, leave a comment. Share it with your friends. Throw it as spam in your favorite link and XRP channel. We really, really appreciate it. Um, Also, check out our sponsor, BYBIT. There's still a link here. Use our referral link, right? BYBIT also sells QNT. It's a pretty intuitive and very familiar platform for most of you guys, and you help out the show a lot. You're gonna get some extra trading discounts when you sign up with our link, and I think there's some other goodies in there as well, but I forgot because it's a really long time ago. But want to help out the
Yes.
show? Like, love, share, and use our sponsor. Cheers,
Thank you.
Tim. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing.
Yeah, so they put out this fact sheet. Reads actually everyone is watching now because we're not on a podcast platform anymore. Uh, Reads quant flow for banks, making money work, and then we see some figures. Maybe you want to say something about it?
Yeah. So what you see is connect, initiate, orchestrate, and program, and those are the four columns that that underpin how quant flow works. And below that, you can see like a stream schedule, right? So you see the bank's dev environment, use case library, customer bank status, bank customer UI, all those things you can see in there, and everything that is quant flow is highlighted red. And what is black is bank owned. And then you have the external networks, right? Which you see in the bottom right. So what you actually get is that overledger, authorize, over wallet, and everything is integrated into this entire system. So it uses the bank's customer UI. It uses the customer's bank account, as you can see where my cursor is right now. And you can stay there if you want as a customer, but you can also choose to use the execution engine, right? As you can see here from the bank customer UI, you can go to the bank payment system at the bottom, right? That's the big black square. And then you can go just to fiat. But you can also use the execution engine and go through overledger, authorize, over wallet, or trigger services. And with these bank APIs, that was the example that I gave before, right? So you can have even money getting sent from one bank account to another. So let's say again, you have your 2K and 1K of that money you want to have on your savings account, but on the 12th, you want that money to go from your ING account to your ABN account. These are Dutch banks. These are the ones I know. But you keep them at ING because their interest is better. I don't know if that's the case, but for example, so you want to keep it in your savings account where you get like 2-3%. Then on the 12th, you use the trigger service and go through the bank's external APIs and send that stuff to ABN because that is where your business account is or some other stuff. Which is really cool because if this is integrated, that means that you don't need any crypto shenanigans and stuff. The banks that use this all need QNT to operate their services. That has been confirmed recently in a public document by Gilbert himself. So Quant works on the back end. Your money works literally for you while you sleep, and it is all within current laws, regulations, etc. Because you are with your bank, so everything is cut and dry, right? Everybody knows what is up. You've been with them for years. No new hurdles and no struggles with what you have with crypto. So there's also no smart contracts involved whatsoever, right? And that means that there's no third-party risk because that's the biggest problem. And Martin explained that as well in the interview with Dominic. That smart contracts add all this extra complexity because it is not legal entity, right? Who is responsible for the smart contract, and who is responsible for the money that is in there? And they circumvent that entire problem, avoid that completely by going this route. And this also makes banks happy because they want to innovate, but they don't have the tech. And now they can. They just use Quant Flow and get that show on the road.
Go from A to B. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then if we scroll down, it goes to why Quant Flow.
Yeah, so they talk about the new revenue streams, which is obviously logical because you can partner up, right? Think of the APIs and all that stuff. More services, yeah, for more fees, empower customers, right? So you can get more money out of your money, faster go to market. Yeah, it's like half the time compared to in-house builds because it's just a plug and play thing. Scalability and compliance we spoke about. And obviously banks can have bespoke solutions, right? Which you can read here. Obviously, I don't have to read that. But the tokenization of stuff is also a thing. And they can also do that with Quant. So Overledger has become quite the extensive suite of services. From most of the things we're like, what do you need that for? But what you can now see with Overledger platform is that they have so many things put in place and everything that they add just builds on top of it, right? It's the same with Authorize, where you needed signatures and stuff usually. Now you can have like all these parties help you with the safety of your stuff, automate stuff, and actually one-stop shop if you want to. Yeah, Tim, go down a bit. Or is this it? No. Yeah, pioneers programmable money, industry proven, compliance ready, and interoperable and scalable. We are working on a Discord, and I think we can maybe throw this in there. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys want a Quamfy Show Discord? Do you want a community? Free, obviously, where we can share this stuff and you can share our thoughts with each other. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do. Tim, is there anything you want to add on this?
Not really. I feel like I'm not in a position to comment on this.
Okay,
really.
But if your bank offers this, let me ask you this: if your bank offers this Quant Flow, flow for your money, would you use this?
I mean, for me, it would make sense, but it's probably something that your bank will just kind of offer as a new function, and then yeah, sure,
Well,
you start using it. I
yeah,
mean, for me personally, like the interest, the amount of interest that you'll miss will be very minimal.
yeah, but that's
Uh,
funny because is that so? Because what Martin presented, right? So let's say, right, you make 3K a month, something like that. Half that money will be in your bank account for half of the month. So that's 6 months interest over 3K over a year. That's not bad. That's more than you're getting right now, right? And if you save your money a bit and so on, I mean, it seems like it's nothing. But if you have like even if it's only like a euro a month or a couple of euros a month, it could add up quickly, right?
yes, it could. And
Because now you're
yeah, I think
getting
that's the
nothing.
point. No,
Yeah,
exactly. Like
and you'll never
even
be late
something
again with
marginal.
payments.
No, true.
What would be your reservations for doing this? Because I would dive on this if I had a monthly
No,
salary.
sure, I would do it as well, probably. Yeah, because now you have to organize it yourself, and if you can just automate it.
Yeah, yeah. It's I think
But I
it.
feel like for us as like small, like private customers, it wouldn't really make any. I think the difference wouldn't be that great. But when you're a company and
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
have many financial streams going on, this is definitely something you want. Hey,
For
looking
sure.
at the
Yeah,
time, we have
yeah.
14 minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything else that happened?
Yeah, yeah,
I don't, we need to be concise now, or
yeah,
we
yeah.
need
For
to
sure.
go for the second part of the episode. So then,
For sure. No, we're gonna keep it at 40 minutes, right? So this is Quant Flow. We'll put that link in the description, right? You have Quant Flow for corporates. They're talking about foreign exchange, cross-border payments. Quant is literally focusing on, if you ask me, global domination, because there are also now um, more overtly um, active in the US, right, with the digital dollar, because the
oh yes,
UK reached out to the US that they wanted to work together, right, from the digital pound. And since what you're seeing is happening right now with Quant Flow, there's no need for stable coins or Bitcoin anymore. And I know this hurts for a lot of you people, but yeah, Bitcoin was already dead in the water. But
yeah,
but now even more so, and even shit like XRP. Why would anybody still want to use something like XRP if you can real time take care of all your money with solutions like this, right? Quant with the programmable payments, Quant Payscript, copyrighted. Um, I'll leave this in the description also because I haven't read up very well, but this is also a thing. The financial industry is on the brink of transformative evolution, driven by the rise of programmable payments. This next generation innovation is set to replace rigid legacy systems with automation, control, and seamless integration. Until now, most discussions have focused on programmable ledgers and tokenized assets, but we're introducing a radically different approach, embedding programmability directly at the account level. This model allows financial institutions to automate payments based on user-defined conditions and leverage a standardized interoperable framework that can integrate seamlessly with traditional banking systems and API-driven fintech solutions without the risks and limitations of blockchain-based alternatives. So you can have a look at that, and maybe if you guys like the Discord, let us know in the comments. We can start that up, and we can maybe have some discussions there as well. Yeah, and then obviously we have markets. Tim said in the beginning, right? Uh, there's war going on everywhere, and every fart is being felt in this um, phase of the market. I can remember from 2020, everybody was super bullish in this phase of the market, but everybody got burned in 2021. So people are now more skittish, it feels, um, than ever before. But yeah, looking at what the real vision guys, and I know you either love them or you hate them, project is everything is still on track, right? If we look at the global liquidity and you look at all the stuff that goes on there, everything is still looking really good. And where is Quant? Quant was at position 60, 70-ish. Here, position
75.
75. We had a nice little flare up last month, right? That looked really good. We went to 110 euros almost. And yeah, now we're down the slope again. It feels, right? I'm not a TA guru. It feels like this here should have been the test, right? And then from here, we should actually truck on. But we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. And this was the article I spoke about, the CCN article. Programmable money is mostly commonly associated with cryptos and CBDCs. However, emerging solutions imbue commercial bank money with programmability. Use cases include wholesale escrow payments and smart bank accounts. And there were a couple of interesting quotes from Gilbert. That's what brought me to this article. Smart money without crypto. You don't have to wait for tokenization, Verdi explained. We figured out who to do it with real bank deposits. That is so crazy. And stablecoins are just a binary push and pull, he said. They're not truly programmable the way this is. The data is encrypted. It's encrypted. Central banks don't care what sandwich you bought, he said. What you have is your current relationship with your bank, just with smarter money running it. That's why the banking system exists. To deal with that front, facing relationship for business and consumers, he emphasized. So this article is pretty interesting. There's also some links in there to specific articles, and this just goes a little bit deeper than everything that I explained just now. Let's check that out. I have 6 minutes left. So identifying potential use cases for Quant's technology, Verdian said banks are exploring wholesale use cases first. And this is also what we read in separate interviews and articles, right, Tim? That they're going for the digital euro wholesale first, and retail will probably be 1 to 2 years later. So if you put that on the timeline, there's a good chance that by 2026, wholesale digital euro could potentially, hypothetically, be live, because then they don't have to fiddle with all the legal stuff that comes around the corner when idiots like us are looking and playing with money. So business escrow payments automatically release funds once the necessary compliance checks are finalized, right? That's the dream of the smart contract. You put your money in the bag, you put the product in the bag. When everything is in bags, then the smart contract switches sides, right? Like the register at a teller at a bank or some stuff like that. Yeah, but they have managed to do this without smart contracts, which is actually not smart, but just genius. Gilbert should call these things genius contracts. Yeah, smart deposits, what they're talking about. So yeah, this is all pretty cool stuff. And there's deadlines ending in June. Everybody's hyped for June. But as we know, crypto folk are all so impatient and, how do you say, gullible? No, not gullible. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. If we expect something to happen in June and it hasn't happened on June 2nd, it was a lie, right? And obviously we have all been traumatized. But if there's one thing that we can by now say from Gilbert, is that he has over-delivered on everything. From the original white paper in 2020 till now, everything has come true. Oh, we haven't even spoken about this. staking has again been confirmed. I checked in my developer portal, and you have rewards possibilities, and staking is coming. It's not going to be easy, but it is coming. It is confirmed again, and it is all revolving around Quant. You have to provide a service, you have to run your own shit, and there won't be a standard APR or API. You could probably get them in the future from exchanges and so on. So you can get maybe a percent, maybe more. The more you get, the more risk said exchange will take with your assets. But that's up to you. If you're going to be running your own gateway, you need KYC. That is what we know. You need an account with Quant. That's what we know. That costs fiat money. That's what we know. I think it's about 180 a month or some shit like that for now. There used to be a special starting developer cost for 120 for a year or something. We'll have to see how that goes, but it won't be free money in the beginning. But I think it could be very profitable, especially if you're early, you can manage to provide a good service. So yeah, staking coming. Quant has actually solved the problem with programmability by simply going to the banks and offering other services within the banking system. So you have no smart contract issues. There's no need for crypto shenanigans. They can do it within the current legal system and regulatory field. They can do that globally because every bank has more or less the same rules worldwide, the same parameters, which is pretty amazing. Price, bull market still going, and everything is on schedule. And to top it off, cherry on the pie, you guys now have a new Quamfy Show.
Yes, you did. And that's a wrap up for now because we have less than a minute left.
1 minute and
just
40
to wrap
seconds.
Yeah, true. Less than,
I was cheating.
Oh, we were cheating. Yay.
In the top left, you can see how long we have left.
Okay, apparently. No, I just feel like we are on track. But we, as always, as we have done for the past years, we are watching a glacier movement. Like we're watching a glacier that's slowly moving, but it's slowly but surely moving in the right direction. I do feel though that every discussion that we have has gotten increasingly technical.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
It's not as simple anymore as it was in 2020, 2021. Like it has gotten it's gotten really hard to follow, but they are.
That's why I'm wearing a hat. Otherwise,
delivering.
My brain would just pop out.
No, they are delivering. It's going the direction that we expected to go, and I think that's great news. And if you have patience, you will be rewarded, and the early adopters will be rewarded more than those who come late. So have that as a takeaway. Thank you for listening. And yeah, I mean, we have proven that we can get back. So expect something from us, but just don't know when. It's going to be a surprise.
Let us know what you think, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you. Stay Quamfy.
Stay Quamfy.